Our circuit assembly will now begin with a musical prelude. You may wish to review the program while listening quietly from your seats.
God is love. And Jehovah never does anything contrary to love. He never has and he never will.
Sister Griffiths, in the months leading up to your baptism, what trials threatened to make you give up?
Well, as I started studying the Bible and applying what I was learning, I knew to need to change some things in my life with my association with my family and friends. And this was hard for me. These were family and friends that had been in my life for over 30 years. So I loved what I was learning, but I knew I needed to start making these changes, and this made me feel really guilty.
Satan has an influence that is pervasive. It's everywhere, like air. What is that spirit? It's a spirit of independence.
As a group, Jehovah's people have the opportunity to work with him to advance this promise as a group. But what about you as an individual? Have you personally put aside your own works, the things precious to you, in order to enter into God's rest? Put what's important to him first?
Jehovah's organization continues to give us practical training, and they give us the best tools available for the day. In the past, it was the photodrama of creation. It was the phonograph. It was sound cars. It was radio broadcast. And today, what is it? JW Broadcast, JW Library, movies, videos, all designed to help us reach the hearts of those in the community.
Remember Jesus said the road is cramped? We talked about that, leading off to life. What does a cramped road mean? Cramped road means that we're going to have problems.
Sister Clausen, we'd like to start with you. What do you want to do to make Jehovah happy?
I want to make Jehovah happy because I love him and he has done so much for me.
Nice. I think that's a nice expression. So, is it always easy to do?
A lot of times I feel like I'm not good enough to please Jehovah. I try to work through it, but it's not easy.
But now, what if you're a little older sister? Maybe you don't have the youthful vitality you once you did. You can't do as much as you used to or that you'd like to. Well, know that Jehovah loves you too. For what? Well, among the other things, for the courage you're showing.
Well, happily, in 2008, I got back on the full-time pioneer list. And, but I have noticed, I was at the age of 72 then, and I have noticed in the last 15 years that I'm having a decline in my strength and my endurance and mostly my memory.
The qualities that you older, more mature sisters are setting, are displaying as in examples to younger sisters, to younger families. And when elders ask you, a mature sister, to maybe help a younger sister with her modest dress and grooming, do you think that takes courage? It sure does.
If you're offended at times with some in the congregation, I'll try to say this real nice. My wife says, make sure I smile when I say it. Get over it. Get over it.
Giving up drinking, giving up smoking, and giving up gambling was relatively easy for me. However, developing the quality of humility was a great challenge for me. But with Jehovah's help, I have made progress. Well, I have a wonderful family life. My wife is a regular pioneer, and I serve as an auxiliary pioneer and as an elder in our congregation.
Well, what exactly were these changes?
Well, I was a career military man, and I had many enlisted men under my authority. However, in dealing with them, I was not very kind. In fact, they called me Attila the Hun.
Isn't it amazing that we trust this system, and the vast majority of us, we know very little about it? Now, why do you trust it? Do you trust it because it cares for you? Do you trust it because it loves you?
Widen out. Follow that. Apply that in your life. Look for friends that are not just your peers, but are ones who could be many years older than you. One young person had this to say: widening my circle of friends has given me the opportunity to mature as a person. I've learned to get along with people of all ages and backgrounds, and with what results? They went on to say, this has made me more outgoing and adaptable. And my friends really appreciate that.
If I have a true appreciation of the reality of life, I know there are only two choices. I either serve Jehovah, I serve Satan. That's the only two choices there are. Satan tries to pretend there are many others. No, only these two.
First, we may need to discipline ourselves to do the things that we ought to do scripturally. But in time, though, our thinking and acting in a godly way will become easier for us, more natural.
When you allow Jehovah to mold you, not only do you make Jehovah happy, but you will enjoy the most amazing and exciting life in God's service. Always remember, Jehovah loves you. Jehovah wants what's best for you, and he wants you to remain in
his Christian congregation.